2002 was the bounce-back year LEGO Star Wars desperately needed. After a rough campaign in 2001 that saw the smallest output the LEGO Star Wars theme has ever witnessed, only 10 total sets released, LEGO gave us a much more robust lineup in 2002. This is due thanks in large part to the release of Star Wars Episode II: Attack of the Clones, and while that's certainly not my favorite Star Wars movie, it has some of the best vehicles in the entire Star Wars canon, which resulted in some fantastic LEGO sets. So, without further ado, it's time to present my picks for the top 10 best LEGO Star Wars sets of 2002. The rules for today's video are simple. It just has to be an official LEGO Star Wars set released in the year 2002. Additionally, there are two sets that were released this year I'm not counting for today's video. Those are set number 7142 X-Wing Fighter and set number 7152 TIE Fighter and Y-Wing. Why am I not counting these two sets, you may ask? Well, these are just re-releases of sets from 1999, so it doesn't feel fitting to put them on the 2002 list. Besides that, everything else is eligible, so now let's dive into the countdown. Number 10 is set number 7119 Twin Pod Cloud Car. I'm gonna be honest with you, this set probably did not deserve to make the top 10, however, this is a very biased selection. I had to include this set in today's video simply because this was my first ever LEGO Star Wars set. I believe my brothers got me this set for my 5th birthday back in 2002. I'm really dating myself here, and because of that, it made the list. It's also a pretty good design from an objective standpoint with shaping, however the color is literally wrong. This should be an orange vehicle, not red. Although it did come with a really cool looking Lobot figure that had some fantastic printing on the back of his head. That was great. And honestly, if this set were orange instead of red, it would have deserved making the list, but because it was literally my first ever LEGO Star Wars set, it just had to make this top 10. Number 9, we have set number 7200 Final Duel 1, and I'm cheating because I'm also including set number 7201 Final Duel 2. These two sets are numbered together, so it feels like combining them into one entry makes a lot of sense. And look, from a build standpoint, are these sets spectacular? No, they have very few pieces. However, these sets both retailed for $7 US, and just look at the minifigures included with them. Can you imagine in 2025 being able to spend $7 and getting both Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine in the same set, or on the flip side getting Luke Skywalker, a stormtrooper, and an Imperial officer? LEGO is charging $23 now for battle packs, so back in 02 we had $7 sets with fantastic minifigures of desirable characters. I love these, I think these sets are great. Also, shout out to the Jedi Defense 1 and Jedi Defense 2 sets that came out in 2002. They did not make this list, but a very similar concept, and I really enjoyed those as well. Speaking of Jedi, number 8 is set number 7103 Jedi Duel. This is obviously recreating the climactic final lightsaber fight from Attack of the Clones between Count Dooku and Yoda, and honestly, this was never my favorite lightsaber duel in the prequel trilogy. I always thought CGI Yoda flipping around looked pretty ridiculous, and Christopher Lee was quite old, and it's pretty obvious when his stunt double kind of comes in and out of the sequence. It just looks awkward. However, the LEGO set was very cool for a cheap price 23 years ago, and the main reason it made this list is because you got the first ever Yoda figure, which is crazy it took that long for them to give us a Yoda fig, and we also got Count Dooku, who has hardly been made throughout the years. His speeder also looked very cool, although it is kind of the wrong color. I'm not really sure why LEGO went with sand blue. It should have been more of a gray and brown design. And the side build, I don't really even know exactly what that's supposed to be replicating, but it does have some cool pieces. But overall, for a $10 set, getting those two figures in one package was a treat. Number 7 is set number 7113 Tusken Raider Encounter. I gave this set the leg up over Jedi Duel because I feel like this one is a lot more accurate to the source material. The dark red swoop bike for Anakin Skywalker does look like the actual vehicle from the movie. Also, the Anakin figure in a $10 set was amazing to get. Additionally, this was the first time ever LEGO included Tusken Raiders in a set, and the Moisture Reprobator was a good build that fits with lots of different Star Wars sequences. Overall, $10 sets don't get much better than this, and I also don't think LEGO is ever going to remake this set because this is a really dark sequence in the movie. Because Anakin literally kills
not just the men, but the women And the children, too.
Number 6 is set number 7143, Jedi Starfighter. The fact that this set is number 6 in today's video is mind-boggling because I love this thing, and I think there's a pretty strong debate this is still the best minifigure scale rendition of Obi-Wan Kenobi Jedi Starfighter from Attack of the Clones LEGO has ever made. The 2017 version I don't think is quite as good, even though it does come with a really cool hyperdrive ring, and the 2022 version has some really bad gaps that this older set somehow doesn't. This design was ahead of its time, the new cockpit piece was incredible, the printed elements were fantastic, the shaping was really darn good, the size was nice, and it all was $20 back in the day. I adore this set, and I'm kind of flabbergasted it's only number 6. This really feels like it should have made the top 5, but that's just how strong this year was for LEGO Star Wars. Number 5 is set number 7133, Bounty Hunter Pursuit. Before I rave about this set, LEGO, remake this. For the love of all things holy, remake this set. I am begging you. How on earth have you not made this set in 23 years? We finally got new versions of Jango Fett's Slave 1 after all this time. It's now time to give us a new Bounty Hunter Pursuit from Attack of the Clones. However, just looking at the old set here, my goodness, this is fantastic. Both of the builds look spectacular. They hardly have aged in the multiple decades since this set's release. And the Zam Wessel figure, besides obviously the yellow skin tone, looks pretty much like a brand new figure. She is so good. I love her double-sided face especially. This is an iconic action scene in the movie, and LEGO did a great job turning it into an official set. I just want them to make a new one, please. Number 4 is set number 7163, Republic Gunship. Kind of crazy the Republic Gunship is only number 4. This year was so darn good for LEGO Star Wars, man. This is of course the original Republic Gunship from back in the day, and the design still holds up. Yeah, it doesn't look as good as the remakes, but come on, it's 23 years old. It looks really good for that time period. The play value in this set was fantastic. The minifigures were fantastic. Jedi Bob, the first ever versions of Super Battle Droids, I mean, come on. And ultimately, it's the Republic Gunship. It's my favorite vehicle in the entire Star Wars galaxy. This one was obviously gonna make the top 5. Number 3 is set number 7153, Jango Fett's Slave 1. Up until literally this year, 2025, this was the only minifigure scale version of Jango Fett's Slave 1 LEGO had ever made, and it probably is still the best in the play scale. The UCS version is clearly the best they've ever done, but in play scale, this one still reigns supreme. LEGO also introduced a lot of new curvy elements in 2002, and they were utilized spectacularly with this design. This thing looks so good and hasn't really aged all that much. It kind of set the template too for Slave 1 designs for years to come. Unfortunately, LEGO's color palette was a little bit more limited back in 02. I think if they had some of the more modern colors they have today, this would have looked even better. But ultimately, this set was brought into the top 3 because of the 2 minifigures. Young Boba was cool, but the original Jango Fett figure is one of the most iconic LEGO Star Wars minifigures of all time, which is why this is one of the most iconic LEGO Star Wars sets of all time and still a grail for many collectors. Speaking of grails, the number 2 set in today's video is set number 10026, Special Edition Naboo Starfighter. This is technically speaking an Ultimate Collector Series set, and it still to this day is by far the smallest UCS set they've ever done. And it looks incredible. It's a really smooth design for the Naboo Starfighter. It doesn't look that dated. And obviously the main reason this set is goated is because of all of those chrome pieces. LEGO almost never gives us chrome elements these days. I wish they would bring this back. I would be willing to pay so much money for a new Naboo Starfighter with chrome pieces like this one. This set is incredible. You're lucky if you have one in decent shape because that chrome loves to scratch, and ultimately I love this thing and I really wish I had it. But there's even one set that beat out the Naboo Starfighter, and that is number 1, set number 10030, Imperial Star Destroyer. I mean, my goodness, I cannot believe this is a 23-year-old UCS set. Look at the design. The shaping is magnificent across the board. I know there were some weird structural problems with this set, primarily due to some magnet pieces being used, but when it was released, this was revolutionary for LEGO Star Wars, and I think it was debatably the best LEGO Star Wars set of all time when it came out back in 02. There's not much else to say. It's a Star Destroyer, and it looks pretty incredible. And that's why I believe set number 10030, Imperial Star Destroyer, is the best LEGO Star Wars set of 2002. But those are just my thoughts. thoughts. Please comment down below with your personal favorite set from 2002. And thank you all so much for tuning in to today's video. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Peace out. God bless. Bye-bye.